What's up, guys? Doofus Mcdooface with another unit breakdown. This one will be long. I'll try to make it as efficient as quick as possible. This is the Bone Warrior.
To Nova.
It's definitely the most complex of the T1s. I mean, there's three different upgrades, including just the regular bone. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you what I do the most of, and then we'll get into what you can do. Now, for me, bones always comes down to a Bonecrusher ahead of a Nightmare, a Bonecrusher on wave 1 with cash out so that I can get 5 or 6 workers, a Bonecrusher with anything. I love Bonecrushers, right? I love Bonecrushers, right? I'm usually going to do it on the wall pretty far back. The reason I do it so far back is so that if I push to 5 workers, I'm able to get that snail out, right? So if you're far enough back with whatever the start is, with what cash out, or with cash out you easy get it. But pretty much every other mastermind, if you're far enough back, you get those workers pushed fast enough, you are going to get that snail out. But you have to commit to it. So that's why I like building it back here. Then from Bonecrusher, I usually do a Fire Archer and a split, right? The only downside is a long send. A Fiend goes right, right? A Fiend goes right, like on wave 3, and you're screwed. Because you're like, oh, this Archer is perfect. It's only tanking a little bit, right? Oh, that's perfect. It's only tanking a little. It can't kill a Fiend, right? It cannot kill a Fiend, and you leak everything. You leak absolute, and that's even if I had a Steed right there, right? Even if I had a Steed right here, the Archer still can't kill that Fiend, right? Steed pumping mana to the Archer, not gonna save its ass. But let's break it down. So the Bone Warrior, just the cheapest one, is just Impact Swift. It's really just a good cheap T1. Really just a good cheap T1 to put in the split. Helps you adjust splits. It's like a looter. Any of your T1s, that's just adjustment. The only time Bone Warriors are actually going to be helpful at all early game is maybe if you're doing the Bonecrusher on 2, right? You're doing Bonecrusher wave 2 going 6 workies. Right, if you're going 6 workies, something like this should always hold snail, right? And the reason, oh, this is wave 1. I'm so stupid. The reason you have these bones on the right position so far back is so that they only tank a couple. It's a couple each, preferably 1 each, right? If they both get 1 each, you're gonna hold. Alright, pull one, perfect. Right, this is absolute perfection. Always holds a snail. Gets really close, right? It's gonna get really close, but you're always holding. Right? I mean, I guess there's like a 1 in a million where you leak. I remember that there's some RNG where this leaks. But this one is just too perfect. Those both, I mean, they actually kill a whale itself. I don't know if I've ever seen a perfect one there where they actually kill the whales. And the 2 bones are still alive. That is impressive. That is really impressive. Now the problem with that, so now you're going 6 workers, and you want the Fire Archer, right? Well, now it's not going to pull any. So if you don't have the gold to fix your split, right, then you're kind of screwed. Right? I just do something like that. 235, your 6 workies. Should hold double snail. Alright, this is my normal start, right? If I'm greedy, I go for the 6 worky. If I'm not greedy, I've just got Crusher on 2, Fire Archer on 2. Easy 5 workers, no chance of leaking, right? Like this actually might leak. And that's because I had the Fire Archer down. The Fire Archer should have been even. Like, it's a pro league. This is a great fiesta, right? Great Fiesta if I'm Cartel. So happy with this, right? So happy with that if I'm Cartel. And then of course there's another unit, right? If you think I've talked too much already, there's another unit called the Dark Mage, which some people feel is probably the most important of the bones, and those people are right, right? Crusher is great for early game. I think Crusher is the best early game of the bones, but Dark Mage has this incredible thing, Mind Warp, increases the attack speed of the highest DPS nearby unit by 35%. So a lot of people say you should have one Dark Mage for every like powerful unit you have. I don't usually play that way, but yeah, Dark Mages are like the one unit that you can spam late and it's not crazy, right? Because of course all these units, all these T1s are great when you use them early, right? Oh man, I'm 11 workers on 6. I've played outstanding. You gotta stop placing those damn T1s, right? You can't do bones the whole game, right? We're not Toho. We're not messing around doing Crushers, Fire Archers, and Dark Mages only, right? You do need to, at some point, not place bones. But if you are going to place bones late game, Dark Mages are the way to go. Right? Dark Mages are the way to go. Let me go one by one here. Fire Archer, of course, is Pierce Swift. If I pull up my stuff, right? Fire Archer is great on wave 2. Also, I guess I should tell you guys, I don't like doing this. I don't like it, but a lot of people do. This used to be a good start early. And I guess with cash out, it's good too, right? With cash out, you're 5 workies. Or gonna be 5 workies, right? So you do this, wave 1, you hold wave 2, and you're just chilling, right? So instead of going Crusher, you go double Fire Archer. And then they should evenly split. Just look at wave 2, for example. Should evenly split. Alright, perfect. Even split. You get both of their regens. Right? Once again, I didn't tell you. The bones have regen. Right? They all have regeneration of HP. That's why they're so amazing in the early game. Because if you split perfectly, right? If you split perfectly, you're going to be able to use their health pool. And that is the best thing in this game, is using every unit's health pool. So they're really good 2. They're pretty good 3. They can tank almost half of the wave, right? I think this one will die, but let's just take a look. I've never done 3 Fire Archers. This is pretty trolly, but just for science sake, should pull full to the right. Might be enough DPS to where it lives. But yeah, so it should be able to easily tank half, you know. And even if it does die to half, it's tanked long enough to where you should get the job done, right? It's godly on wave 4. Awful wave 5. Once again, talking about pro splits. Oh, look at this pro split. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Oh, this is just perfection. But you see how pretty this is? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is beautiful. The regen just goes forever. Wave 5, they're very bad, right? Wave 5, Pierce Swift is bad. But you know it's not bad. Bonecrusher, right? It was perfect wave 5 because of the fortified tankage. But sorry, let me continue with Fire Archer. Fire Archer is only good 6 if you can tank a creep. If you can somehow get a Fire Archer in the split to tank 1, 2 it dies to, but 1 is perfection, right? 1 creep is perfection. Here it's going to tank 2, but it should be enough delay, right? I should probably leak here quite bad, because I don't have enough enough stuff. But it did tank for a while over there. Ever killed that one? No. But yeah, wave 6, fire archers, you really just want them tanking 1 to 2 creeps in the split. And that's the thing about fire archers. Fire archers are great early, terrible late game, right? Absolutely terrible late game. Absolutely terrible. And the reason they're terrible, I will show you. Right, you have a Hades. Wait, 12. Alright, you're getting sent on 12. You've got a Hades. You have the fire archer in the split. So it's going to tank for a little second. The problem is, because it's a ranged unit. Alright, here it works fine. Here it works fine. Doesn't always work that way. Doesn't always work that way where it's perfect. I mean, I still leak bad. What I was trying to show you guys. Something like this. Unless I just made this split too damn perfect. Alright, here. Well, this Hades is just perfectly positioned. Okay, guys. Well, clearly my positioning was too optimal. Clearly my positioning was just too optimal. What normally would happen, right, when you're really unlucky, your fire archer in the split pulls stuff over to your ranged units. Okay, here it should work. Alright, well, here it's perfect. The Thanatos tanks, right? This is great because I've got the Butcher. But it's not great if it wasn't wave 14. Right? So what I'm trying to say, in the worst example ever, is that you probably are going to need to sell this fire archer. You're going to need to sell the fire archer late game. Unless, of course, you have a god unit, such as a Phoenix, right? If you had a Phoenix and you're trying to kite stuff over, bam, onto your Phoenix, then a fire archer is perfect. But if you have a Disciple Circle right here, and the archer is killing your Disciples because the split goes boop, 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 Disciples, right? That's a problem. So in a normal game, you're going to delete your fire archer as the game goes on, for splitting purposes. So that is one thing to know. The Crusher, as I've said, like the most perfect role for Crusher is exactly what I have, right? You go Nightmare, and then you wait till wave 3. Wave 3, right? It's just like an Oathbreaker. Perfect. You're good. You're 5 workies. And it's going to tank perfectly for you, right? And then as the game goes on, then wave 5, you've got that. And because you've got bones, now you can do a Dark Mage, right? You have a Dark Mage for your Doppelganger. Dark Mage Doppelganger with Butcher is absolutely broken. Absolutely broken. There's just no way around it. No way around it. So that's a lot of knowledge I just threw at you guys. So let's just take a moment to decompress. Think about all the stuff I just said. Okay. Okay, we took a moment. So, bones, great early waves, right? Bones are amazing early waves, right? Once again, here's what I would do. Crusher on 1, Blade safe, Fire Archer 2, right? I really don't want to go too honestly, I guess you could just Dark Mage, right? You can Dark Mage on 3. This is possible. Easy hold on 3 because that unit's incredible. Big downsides early, Fiends, right? Fiend will destroy your Fire Archer. How do you deal with that? I'm someone that does the nasty. I do that, right? So wave 4, I know they're sending me a Fiend or a Dino, right? I know they're sending me a Fiend or a Dino. What do I do? Right, wave 4, bam, Dino. Oh, shoot. I sent 2. Whoops, I need to clear that. Well, I don't want to get sent 2. This definitely will leak because then the dino still goes right. Right. Alright, let me fix that. Get 4. Alright. Only 1 dino, right? Because if I had the normal split, no bone, dino goes right. But because you mess it up, right? This pulls the melee send over here, but still we'll send a couple of creeps over there, allowing it to tank, allowing it to DPS, allowing it to be perfect. Right? You get three creeps. It's straight perfection, absolute perfection. Fire Archer's always gonna live. So that is how you supplement its weaknesses, right? Oh, get a dog out. Yes, got a dog out, so I hold. All right, that is how you supplement its weaknesses. If you know you're gonna get sent a fiend or a dino, and you have an even split, you need to do something. Oh, look at how beautiful this split is. That is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Additional scary sense is gonna be like a fiend. A fiend, or sorry, yeah, a fiend is right. No, sorry, wave 7 mimic, right? I say it all the time. If you are already showing this many bones, people get mimic horny, right? People get mimic horny. They're going to send a mimic or multiple brutes on wave 7. Ways to supplement that, to counter that, I mean, right here I'd go Harbinger, right? But then they're going to send triple brooder. And that's just how it goes. But yeah, you just want to be as strong as possible, 7 or 8, right? You have the perfect early game. So you need to, of course, have a role that adapts, right? This is just one unit. Your T1, set, check, right? So just make sure that you have a good mid and a good late game from there with bones. It's pretty simple. I love bones. I love them. But yeah, I think the easiest thing to send if you're going to be aggressive early is just brutes, right? You don't need safety mold because of the fire archers, right? You just simply bone it. Simply just brood it up. Yeah, there's my crusher. Yeah, I have 78 openings, and I'm 55%. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. 60% when I use a crusher in a game, right? 60% when I use a crusher in a game. And see, some of those examples would be, well, I use it with Poda, right? I'll use it with Poda in the split. But of course, like the go-to is going to be with Nightmare Butcher. Nightmare Butcher with a crusher in front. Just delicious, right? Absolutely delicious. Dark Mage, 58%. 79 and 57. So those Dark Mages can be very tasty. Looks like Fire Archer not very good, though. Looks like my Fire Archer not amazing. Yeah, well, 50%. 50%, 42, and 42. But if you count most of those things, right? You use a lot of crushers, a lot of dark mages, not so many fire archers, right? Not so many fire archers. Masterminds. I remember I locked it in back in the day, right? I think honestly, I don't think Bones would be a terrible opener, right? If you lock in Bones, and you just stick with the Crusher Archer, you're gonna be 4 or 5 workers every time, right? Like there's no issues. It's pretty simple. You're gonna force people to send you rudely, and so be it. You could, if you're a beginner, if you're new to the game, perfectly fine to do that. I like cash out. Right, I love cash out or chaos. Right, if you get bones, I mean it's a tasty start. Tasty start with even a crusher. But I would not recommend doing the crusher and then a bone in the split. That just tells people you're chaos. It's always like, why do you do that? And yeah, if you can have a dark mage for every one of your powerful units, if you have a doppel and a sovereign, right? Imagine you have the Doppelganger and a Sovereign. You've got 2 Dark Mages. I mean, you're just so powerful. But I think that's it. Definitely let me know if you guys enjoyed the bones. I think we all do. And I'll see you guys for the tier 2s. Now off to the tier 2s. See ya.